You typed a question into a box. A second later, an answer came back, in full sentences, sounding completely sure of itself. So here's the thing nobody tells you. It did not look that up. There was no search, no library, no little robot running to a shelf. The answer you got was made up on the spot, and I mean that literally, not as an insult. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what happened in that second. And you'll know precisely when to trust it and when not to. Let me show you the whole trick, right now, with no build-up. I'm going to start a sentence, and you're going to finish it in your head. I'm going to make myself a cup of. You thought of something. Tea, coffee, and you didn't look anything up to do it. You didn't consult a database of beverages. You've just heard that sentence shape enough times in your life that the ending arrived on its own. That is what AI is doing. That is genuinely the whole thing. It reads what you wrote, and it predicts what word should come next. Then it looks at everything including that new word and predicts the next one. And again, a few hundred times, until a complete answer exists. It is not retrieving an answer. It is building one word at a time, out of what feels like it should come next. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds stupid. That sounds like the autocomplete on my phone, and my phone thinks I want to text my mother the word duck. Fair. So here's the difference, and it's the only technical thing in this video. Your phone's autocomplete looks at the last word or two. That's its whole world. The thing you're talking to looks at everything. Your entire question, everything it has already said back to you. Sometimes an entire document you pasted in, and it weighs how every single piece relates to every other piece before it commits to one word. And it learned how to do that by being shown a genuinely absurd amount of human writing. Books, websites, arguments, manuals, recipes, code, millions of humans explaining things to each other. It wasn't memorizing any of it. It was learning the shape of it. What kind of sentence tends to follow what kind of question? What an explanation feels like. What a recipe feels like. What a life feels like, unfortunately. Here's where people get caught out. If it learned patterns and not facts, how does it know that Lagos is in Nigeria? Because that pattern is everywhere. It has seen Lagos, Nigeria so many times, in so many contexts, that after the word Lagos, the word Nigeria is overwhelmingly the most natural next word. The fact and the pattern are the same thing here. That works beautifully for things the world writes about constantly. It falls apart for things the world barely writes about at all. Ask it about something obscure. A small company, a specific person, a local rule, something that happened last week. And it does not go quiet. It does not say I have no pattern for this. It does the only thing it knows how to do. It produces the most plausible sounding next word. And it keeps going. Confidently. In full sentences. With a tone of complete authority. That's not it lying to you. Lying requires knowing the truth. It's doing exactly what it always does. It's just that this time, nothing underneath is holding it up. This is the part that actually matters for you. It sounds equally confident when it's right and when it's inventing. Not because it's hiding anything, but because confidence is a writing style, and it learned writing styles. Think about the text it learned from. Encyclopedia entries, textbooks, documentation, explainers. Almost nothing humans write publicly is hedging and unsure. We write like we know, so it writes like it knows. Always. That tone is not evidence of anything, which gives you the single most useful habit I can hand you. The confidence of the answer tells you nothing about the accuracy of the answer. Once you stop reading confidence as a signal, these tools become genuinely useful because you start checking the right things instead of the loud things. One more thing, and this one bothers people. It doesn't remember you. Not it forgets sometimes. Between conversations, by default, there is nothing there. No sense of you. No accumulated impression. You closed the tab and the entity you were talking to did not go anywhere, because there was no entity. There was a process that ran, produced words, and stopped. When a tool does seem to remember you, that's a separate system storing notes and quietly handing them back at the start of the next conversation. Useful. But it's a filing cabinet bolted onto the side, not a memory. I'm telling you this because it changes how you use it. You're not building a relationship with something that's getting to know you. You're briefing a very well-read stranger from scratch every single time. Brief them properly, and you'll get dramatically better results than most people do. So, practically, Trust it most for things where the pattern is the answer. Rewriting your email so it sounds less angry. Explaining a concept 5 different ways until one lands. Naming things. Summarizing something long you already have. Anything where you'd know immediately if it went wrong. Trust at least for specific facts you can't check. Numbers, dates, names, quotes, what a rule says, what happened recently. Not because it's careless, but because those are exactly the places where plausible and true come apart, and it cannot tell the difference from the inside. And give it more to go on than you think you need to. It's not being coy when it gives you a generic answer. It genuinely has nothing else. You are the entire context it has. So, not a librarian, an improviser, astonishingly well-read, endlessly willing, completely unbothered about whether it's right. Which raises a question I get constantly, and it's a fair one. Where does this thing actually live? Because it's not on your phone. Your phone couldn't hold it. It's somewhere else, running on something enormous, and people call that place the cloud like that explains anything at all. It's someone's computer. Someone specific. Next episode, we find out whose. Before this video, which one were you? Did you think it was searching the internet? Or did you think it just knew things? Say which. I genuinely want to know how many of each.